What's going on, Alabama fans? The question that everyone is asking right now, who will fill these final 3 to 4 spots in the class of 2021 for the Alabama Crimson Tide? We'll take a look at this in today's episode of Tide Talk. All right, everybody, I want to start this recruiting updates episode out with a question for our viewers. You all know the drill by now. We do this all the time. Head on down to the comment section for me right now and give me an A for Alabama or an M for Michigan. Where do you believe Xavier Worthy will play his collegiate football? A for Alabama, M for Michigan. I will pin this down in the comment section. Now, before we get too awful deep into looking at who I believe will round out this 2021 class for the University of Alabama, I want to take just a minute to thank each and every one of you that have shown support for us here on our YouTube channel so far. And I want to ask you, if you haven't hit that subscribe button already, go ahead and do that for us right now. Join the Tide Talk Sports family today, and we greatly would appreciate it. We're trying to reach 2,000 subscribers, and if you'll hit that subscribe button right now, I believe we'll get there very, very soon. All right, 3 or 4 spots left for the class of 2021. I guess to start off the video, we'll take a look at a big defensive tackle prospect that has been generating some noise in the past couple of days. We're talking about Mason Smith, long considered to be an LSU lock. Seems like Alabama may be picking up some momentum with Mason Smith. Now, I'm not ready to go ahead and predict that he is a part of this 2021 class, but I'm telling you right now up front, this is definitely a situation that Alabama fans should be aware of and something to watch as we draw ever closer to that early signing day that is nearly upon us now. Okay, so we know Alabama's looking for a wide receiver to round out the class, and it's boiling right down to 2 names. Brian Thomas Jr., they're out of the state of Louisiana, and Alabama and Texas A&M battle, in my opinion, and Xavier Worthy, of course, committed to Michigan, but announced that he would announce whether he was going to stick with that commitment or flip to the University of Alabama. Now, Xavier was at the Iron Bowl with his mother. By all accounts, I guess they had a great time, but I just don't believe that Alabama was able to do enough to convince Mom that Alabama is the place for Xavier Worthy. However, I do believe that Xavier wants to be at Alabama. Not going to get into that too much, but there definitely is a bit of a situation there, something to check out and something to look for. So it will either be Brian Thomas Jr. or Xavier Worthy, in my opinion, that fills that final receiver spot for Alabama. Looking over at the defensive side of the ball, we all know that Alabama really wanted to add Sage Ryan there as a safety-type player. Sage, for whatever reason, decided that he would go ahead and stay committed to that dumpster fire of a program that is LSU right now. And Alabama has their sights set on who, in my opinion, is the best safety prospect in the country, Terrion Arnold. Now, a lot of people think that Terrion is going to go to Florida, going to stay in state. But my sources tell me that that is not the case. In fact, one source went so far as to say that they could almost guarantee that Terrion would not end up at Florida. So definitely something to watch there. And I believe, as of right now, that Terrion will be in crimson and white when everything is said and done. Keeping on the defensive side of the ball, taking a look at a linebacker prospect, Xavier Worthy. So right this moment, Georgia leads for Xavier Worthy. I'm not denying that, but I will tell you that there is a tremendous amount of momentum being built by Alabama as far as Worthy is concerned. He's a guy that has a relationship with Sal Sunseri dating all the way back to when he was in the 8th grade. And I like where Alabama sits with Xavier right now. It's definitely going to be a battle with UGA to land his commitment and ultimately his signature. But Alabama is definitely in the fight. So we've mentioned Mason Smith. We've mentioned the 2 wide receivers, Brian Thomas Jr. and Xavier Worthy. We've mentioned Terrion Arnold. Xavier Sori. And really, guys, the class of 2021 for the University of Alabama is elite, deep and talented from top to bottom as it stands right now. If the signing period ended right now today, Alabama would still have one of the absolute best classes in the nation for 2021, and there is no denying that. At this point, anything that we add is really just icing on the cake as far as I'm concerned. Nick Saban and his Alabama coaching staff have done a fantastic job in assembling a class that meets the needs of the Alabama Crimson Tide and will have this dynasty continuing for at least another 3 or 4 years. Hopefully, another couple or 3 national championships will come along with that. Before we wrap it up, one more time, I want to ask, if you haven't hit that subscribe button already, go ahead and do that for me right now and help us reach our goal of 2,000 subscribers here on our YouTube channel. And if you're enjoying the content that we put out so far, hit that thumbs up button for me right now, and that gives us an indication of where we are as far as putting out good content is concerned. We greatly, greatly appreciate you being with us this evening as we broke down a couple of the recruits that Alabama needs to be, or Alabama fans rather, need to be looking at as we inch closer to filling out the class of 2021. I'm Ricky Green for Tide Talk Sports, and we'll see you next time right here on the Alabama Football News and Rumors channel on YouTube, presented by Chat Sports. Roll Tide.